Hello Model Railroaders, my name's Dave, welcome back to the layout. Well, made some progress and running a bit of trains with having to reorganize the trains off the peninsula so I could work on the bench work above it. Now getting things back so that they can be on the siding or the storage track, whatever I happen to call it that day. So we've actually got 3 long trains running, and these are going to be my 3 mainline trains that I don't plan on breaking up very much. This one is the shorter one. I believe it's somewhere around 54 cars, and the loco is just coming up on the right hand side there. So, and then our tanker train, I did find the caddy kept cutting out. That's the one that had the sound in it. So at some point I'm probably just going to make it a sound only. That way when it cuts out, it's not going to impact anything as far as slowing that train down. And then it'll still have a 6 engine consist visually, but only 5 will be pulling. The sound coming from it right now is, I believe, the Western Pacific. Nope, it is the Southern Pacific that has the sound. So get a little bit of sound going on there, or I may even pull the sound card out and put it in something else, make it a standalone. I'd really like to take a B unit and put sound in to get some sound in that F consist. So I've got a Bachmann B unit that I'm going to have to change couplers on, but I could potentially pull the motor out of it and make that into a sound consist. And here comes our 80 some odd car coal train, depending if you count the dummies, the 2 dummy locos or not. And occasionally it still has a problem. Oh, and the just for a minute I thought the ore cars that I had lost a caboose along the way, but that's all the ore cars from the quarry that were pulled. Yeah, it seems this Digitrax that's in the SD40-2, whenever it goes over a turnout, I lose sound on it. For whatever reason, it'll drop out. So at some point that may be a good one to make a coal car sound car out of it. But I thought I'd run them slow so that I can actually keep an eye on everything and get some long trains running to get a taste of why I built the layout. You can see way down there's the head of the coal train. There's the caboose, and there's the end of the tanker train here. just clearing there, and there's the lead engines of the tanker train there. So I'm kind of jazzed at the moment. Getting the long trains running, and seeing them multi-long trains going at the same time. I'm enjoying the lighting now that that's done. The quarry doesn't look like a pitch black hole, though I don't believe it's probably doing good for the camera work, being backlit the way it is. But oh, we got a problem. I've got to discouple. I've lost. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I'm going to cut it off for now, guys. I've got to salvage some the situation. Yeah, that's the downside of running the long trains, the drag in the corners, that the odd coupler, which on that one looks to be angled up a little bit, that the pull on it just pops it out. So, oh well. That's why when I run really long stuff, I like having two people, because you really need to keep an eye on things. So anyway, paint's drying, so that's why I'm reorganizing the trains. We've got these two panels are dry, but I'm going to go and screw everything in all in one go. So the other two panels needed a second coat, because of course they're going to be right underneath the lights. I didn't want to show any bare spots. Speaking of bare spots, well, I still had a little paint that was damp on the roller. I was able to kind of tone down that big brown stripe from the Sculptamold separating, and touched up a few other panels with the residue on the roller. Hopefully no splatters got on anything, none that I could see anyway. And once these guys are in, which will be tonight, then I can start sorting out mainline track. I borrowed a section, the cutting table in my wife's sewing room, with the promise of not to get any paint on any of her machines or on the floor or on the table. But here's the other two panels, and I've got one side painted of the seam brake. Those are the 8-inch deep ones, and I'll have to flip them over. I was finding, because the paint's been around for a while, even though it's got the plastic tub, still getting rust on the lid. You can see down and around here. So even though I've only got about half of it done, I ended up putting it in a mason jar, and then I've got the rest left in the smaller one, just to keep it as long as I possibly can for touch-ups. I don't want the lid rusting out and the paint going funky. It's at least 3 years old now, possibly even going on 4 years old. And again, this is just for Canada. Home Hardware is one of our sites. Actually, their paint factory is probably about half an hour from me. So Home Hardware has the Beauty Tone line, and then I just match that the Velvet White. So it's just interior acrylic paint, but grabbing paint chips and trying it against the sky in daylight to see what blue is blue. But that kind of gives you an idea of my progress. And next is to start sorting out where the track is going, because I've got a rough idea, but of two different lines on my return loop over here. As you can see how long the trains are when they run around, where that pile of cork is right there, that is the old entrance to the loop from the previous layout, and it is angled, so it's going to come over into this area. But when I'm running it, I don't know whether I want to separate and have it run at the backdrop at the center of this 2-foot and actually hide it with another section of scene block, so that you don't actually see the train looping around in this section. And I'm kind of a similar mind as well for the line running down the length of the backdrop here, whether I hide it as well. So, or hide it and bring it back out, just putting some scene block in front of it. Midwest cork for me is about almost $38 with tax for 25 pieces, and that'll do 75 feet. So I'm really wondering if I just get some 1/8 inch cork, like here's my remnant. That's all I've got left here is a 1 by 4 feet of just cutting a 2.5 inch strip or 3 inch strip, whatever it ends up being, and just for the mainline cork down the back. So I've got to do some monetary investigation of what's going to work, because I really don't want to be 1/8 inch cork is kind of hard to put a bevel on, and it's the only real easy way to do it is with a rasp, and that kind of sucks. So I don't really want, I'm not very enthused about doing that, but so I'm off today. It's Monday is Thanksgiving here in Canada, so I'm off the Friday the 6th, so just trying to get some more accomplished on the layout, because my goal is to have the upper level main line completed by the time the new year rolls around, or at least one loop. I've got a thought of running another line down the inside and having a station with multi-platforms in this area, and then that line that will run down the aisleways side will loop around, and I can pick up whatever I want as far as sidings go off of that line, and then it'll Y into the return there. So haven't completely nailed down the mainline trackage yet, but hopefully by the end of tonight I will. But nothing can happen apart from me clearing the debris field off the upper level to start figuring my curve and such and so forth. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.